Unless you drive an EV, you don't know how to compare them. Hello everyone, Marcus here. Welcome to Tesla Simplified. Today we're going to compare the newest Tesla Model Y to the 2023 VW ID.4 built in Tennessee. This is part one of this series, so please make sure to click the like and subscribe buttons below to help the channel and to make sure you don't miss any future videos. My goal is to inform. It doesn't matter which of these cars you decide to buy. Everyone's different and have different needs, wants, likes, and dislikes. Let's get into it. So let's look at the Model Y. This is what it looks like. ID4. They're both good looking cars, but obviously that's up to you. In this channel, we're not going to talk about fit and finish, paint, or anything of that sort. There's a whole bunch of videos out there on YouTube about that kind of stuff. In this channel, we're going to talk about the specs. We're going to compare them to other cars, why you would want certain things and not others. That's what we're here for. So let's get into it. The Tesla Model Y is a long-range all-wheel drive, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to compare the all-wheel drive Pro S 2023 VW ID.4. The reason we're using the all-wheel drive Pro S trim is because VW is they're not making the standard or any other trim level. This is the only trim level they're making right now, and people are saying that that's what they're going to use. That's what they're going to be making for the next year or so. So if that's what's available, that's what we're going to compare. It doesn't make sense to compare a car that doesn't exist. So the price for the Model Y starts at $66,000, and there's no negotiation. Everybody pays the same amount, and you simply go online, place the order, and that's it. For the ID.4, it's $54,000 around, and you must negotiate, and that's fine, I guess, if you like to negotiate, but I don't, and I don't think it's a good thing. I don't like to think that other people got a better deal than me, and I think everyone should be, if you're selling a product, it should be the same product. I hate going into a place and I have to negotiate and talk, and then it's, you tell me the price, and either I agree to it or I don't. To just think that other people can get something cheaper than me is just, and I paid more just because of the way that I am, or the way that I look, or I didn't say the right thing. It just doesn't sit well with me. Okay, so availability. It takes between 1 and 4 months to get a Model Y these days. As the time of this recording, it's about the same for the ID.4. There are obviously caveats to that. For the ID.4, there are cars in lots right now, in dealership right now, that you can just go in and pick them up. But if you want a certain color, this and that, you may have to wait. Also, you may also have to wait a month or so to get the exact one that you want. So it's about the same as the Tesla as far as the availability. So do these cars qualify for a federal tax break? As of right now, Tesla does not have any federal tax breaks, although you may get small tax breaks from your city and state. The Tesla will have tax breaks starting in January 1st, 2023. They expect to have a $7,500 tax break after that date. The ID.4, you can get a tax break right now of $7,500. So, and you will also be able, the ones made in Tennessee, if you're buying an ID.4 made in Tennessee, you will also get a tax break of $7,500 after January 1st. But I am not an accountant, and you should double check with your accountant before making a decision. And these things may change. So that's what it is as of today. That is my understanding of it as of today. So that would bring the price for the Model Y to $58,500, and for the ID4 to $46,500. So a $12,000 difference. So what do you get for these $12,000? First thing, you get range. The Model Y has 330 miles of range with a 19-inch wheels, and the ID4 has 255 miles of range. Now, this is the range that you get when the car is brand new. But very quickly, the car loses 5% of that range. Battery degradation happens within a year of purchase. Now, this is not a concern, because after the first 6 months to a year, the battery drops 5%. After that, it starts to level out, and it doesn't normally drop below 7, 8, 9, 10%, even up to 150 or 200,000 miles. That's what is expected of these types of batteries. So you lose a lot in the first year, but then it's absolutely fine. But that should be something you take into account when you purchase the car. So after 5% degradation in the first year, the Model Y will go down to 313 miles an hour. The ID4 will go down to 242. Now, it's 242, but you'll in 313 for the Tesla, but you'll never use that much. You can't use that much every day, because VW says you cannot exceed 80% of charging, 80% state of charge for your daily driving. And you're not going to want to go below 10%. So you really can only use 70% of these 242 miles. And it's the same thing for the Model Y, except the Model Y, Tesla says that you can use it up to 90%. So you can charge it up to 90% for the Model Y, only 80% for the ID4. We're going to get into more of how much range you actually have in these cars in later videos when we talk about charging. For now, let's talk about efficiency. So the Model Y gets 3.84 miles per kilowatt hour, and the ID4 gets 288 miles per kilowatt hour. So the Model Y is 33% more efficient, which translates to a little bit faster charging and a little bit cheaper to charge, 33% cheaper. Now, how much does it cost to charge an electric car is a question that people ask all the time. A rough estimate is it's 10 times cheaper to charge an electric car, than it is to fuel a gas car. But obviously that's not exactly right. That's a back of the napkin type of calculation, and it's different for everyone. So I'm just going to give you an example. In New York City, I pay 4 cents per kilowatt hour. The normal electricity rate for New York City is 14 cents per kilowatt hour. And that's what I pay to run my house, for example. Because of a break that I get for electric vehicle charging, my electricity provider gives me back 10 cents for each kilowatt that I charge my car. Now, how do they do that? I have to give them access to my computer information in the car. So they simply know how much I charged, the time that I charged, and they give me the break accordingly. So I pay 4 cents. So if an easier way, I think, to think about this is to how much would I pay in gallons if I was going the same distance. So see if I can word this correctly. The per gallon equivalent would be 32 cents, meaning if I was in a gas car and I bought a gallon of gasoline, it would cost me, right now, it would cost me almost $4 here in New York City today. And it would take me 30 miles. If I paid 4 cents per kilowatt and I were to drive 30 miles in an electric car, how much would that cost me? It would cost me 32 cents to go those 30 miles. So I simply say it's 32 cents per gallon equivalent, meaning I would pay 32 cents in New York City today, and price of gas is almost $4. So it's about $10, 10 times less to drive 30 miles than it is to drive 30 miles on electricity than it is to drive 30 miles on gasoline. So the Tesla Model Y is 32 cents per gallon equivalent. The ID4 is 41 cents per gallon equivalent. And that's because the Model Y is 33% cheaper. Now, if you were to live, let's say, in Chicago, Chicago is 7 cents per kilowatt hour off peak, then you would be paying about 56 to 60 cents gallon equivalent in Chicago. And gas over there was about $3 a gallon last time I checked. So to me, that's just an easier way to figure things out when you're first starting. So that's it for this video. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And I guess till next time.